I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Patriots.
On today's show, we remember what September 11, 2001 was like at Heritage.
So stay tuned. I'm Courtney.
And I'm Ryan, and you're watching WAHS News.
There are now 3 potential tropical storms developing in the Atlantic, and one of them could bring heavy rain to South Florida by the weekend. There is one system expected to pass near us on its way to the eastern Gulf, a second system in the eastern Atlantic, and the newest tropical wave is forming just off the west coast of Africa as the National Hurricane Center's 5 a.m. advisory. That wave is expected to move quickly westward in the next few days, but unlike its speed, forecasters say its development will be slow.
Caddy Paul thought her family had endured the worst of it when her family home collapsed around her during last week's Hurricane Dorian. That was before U.S. immigration agents separated her 12-year-old daughter from the godmother who had evacuated the little girl to South Florida. Keturah Paul, accompanied by her godmother, had flown from Nassau to West Palm Beach Sunday night after being evacuated from the hurricane-ravaged Abaco Island. However, when the two landed in Florida, U.S. Customs and Border Protection transferred them over to Miami International Airport and ultimately separated the pair because the woman wasn't the child's birth parent.
In some campus news today is the last day to fill out the Google form regarding homecoming shirts.
In the upper school library, reps from Princeton University are there now, with Palm Beach Atlantic University available during 5th.
In some sports news, the varsity swim team will host a meet against David Postnack School at 4 today, so make sure you come out and support.
Anyone interested in playing ice hockey, remember there's a meeting today at 7 in room 9112.
Also, for all students interested in joining the wrestling team, there will be a meeting at 3:30 today in the wrestling room. Congratulations to the boys golf for defeating Northbride Prep at Lagarmar Country Club yesterday. Luke Clanton and Jonathan Morin both fired 71s. Leo Herrera and Jude Kim checked in with an even par at 72.
In club news, Quill and Scroll will meet today during lunch in Miss Adams' room.
Care for a Rare's first meeting will be today at 3:05 in room 9107, and First Priority will meet during lunch in room 7203.
And finally, for lunch, the lovely ladies will be serving grilled burgers, fries, and corn.
Before we go, in remembrance of 9/11, we asked teachers to reflect on what that day was like on campus 18 years ago.
Generation, I think, has their one moment or incident in history that they will never forget, or never forget where they were at the time. And for me, one of those is 9/11. There's a saying, those who don't remember the past are doomed to repeat it. And I think your generation has to be aware of that saying and what it means and learn from it. And what you should learn is what, unfortunately, some people are capable of. And you have to replace all that with no bullying, kindness, accepting everybody for who and what they are. I mean, it sounds a little cheesy, but I don't mean it that way. I mean it seriously.
In passing on the message, I hope that this generation, or at least some of the kids, students, heed the call to be active obviously in politics and government and stuff like that, and realize, that there are other entities out there that are willing to hurt on top of life, that we live here, all right? and that we kind of have to open up our minds and think about how other people live and how their life can affect our life. Because if we don't do that, things like this are going to happen again.
When the event happened, I was here at American Heritage. I was in my 7th grade American History class. Mrs. Porges was the one who came in to tell us about what happened. And my best friend at that time, her brother was working in the North Tower. It left a stain on everybody's life, but I feel like we didn't let it get us down as a country.
I've continued to talk about 9/11, remember it, reflect on it every year in my classes since it happened. I think it's very important that we do that, but I think it's more important to connect on it with the kids in terms of just memories, in terms of reflections. And the way to do that is to make it personal, to tell a story about it, to make it come real, to come alive to the kids. Because it's more important to do that the further and further away we get from the event. As it becomes more and more of a remote event, the kids have to hear more about it, the students have to hear more about it from a personal level. And that's why I really try to make sure I do that in all my classes. To tell the story of what happened with me that day, what happened here at school that day, what happened with the people around us that day. If they hear it as a personal story or a personal narrative, it means that much more, and they'll remember it that much more.
With every student in American Heritage born on or after 2001, it's important we remember the fallen and grow together to create a more accepting and safe community. To activism, patriotism, and tomorrow. Reporting for WAHS News in Plantation, Florida, I'm Bella Ramirez.
To stay updated with all our latest, make sure to follow the social media.
See you next time, Patriots.
Signing off, I'm Courtney.
And I'm Ryan.
Bye.